Good morning, you guys. I want to record this dream that I had early this morning, like 3 or 4 o'clock. I did go back to sleep and had like a continuation of this dream. So there was before I start. This was a fire that this is this morning. I just caught this here on the local news. But the colors reminded me of the dream. This is a fire at some mattress store today, I guess, this morning or overnight. Okay. And I saw the Google Doodle. Okay. It reminded me of the star that I saw on the Missile in the dream. Okay. So in the dream, it was Sister Sherry and brother Andy, and we were all standing out front. I couldn't really see anything but woods around us, and we were looking up. Okay, and there was this. Well, we were looking up because we saw this missile. Okay, this missile was dark gray with a red star on it. Okay, I want to say for sure, 100% sure, it was red. I know it had a single star on it, okay? And it was dark gray, it had a rounded nose, and it had a single star on it, which was red. And it was slowly, we were standing outside in the front yard. The house that we were at kind of reminds me of Kim's house. Kim lives in Florida too, you guys. Um, it just didn't feel like it really didn't really feel like my townhouse, except for like the back of it kind of did. But anyway, so we see this missile. It is low flying and it is going slow. It's just looking at it is like surreal, and it is going over our heads, and I know that it ends up to like the left of us because it's like we're facing the house and there's woods all around the house, okay, or the neighborhood or whatever. And I know that this missile is about to land like about a mile away from where we're standing. And it's going in slow motion. And I tell Sherry, I said, this is like the dream of a missile that I had on 4th of July. I'm telling her this in the dream. And we were just standing there like in shock. And then, I mean, this missile is going slow. It's like this thing is going slow on purpose, okay, so that we could see it. It's dark gray with a red star on it. And I know that this thing is kind of like coming down to land, and it's going to land about a mile from where we're at in our in this neighborhood. And the nose of it kind of like starts to touch the top of the trees. This thing is huge, you guys. And fire just erupts. And, this thing was kind of like in slow motion. You would have thought some big, huge explosion. But no, it just was like the tip of the trees began to catch on fire. And it's a reddish orange fire. And me, Andy, and Sherry go inside the house. And Sherry and Andy, I don't know what we were thinking, like put out the fire, kind of like the story I just showed you. But they get a hose and start like, we come inside the house, it's like they're putting a hose outside of the house so the ground around the house will be saturated in the front. Okay, because we're inside, we're safe. And then I go to the back door, and now this kind of looks like my townhouse, kind of, as far as the wooded area in the back. And I know there's a hose outside, but I don't go outside. I kind of get some kind of hose and hook it up to the sink or something, or like a wash and dry connection or something, some type of connection on the inside of the house. And I crack the door so I can let the hose like run water around the back of the house. And when I open up the door, I kind of cracked it and I was thinking, oh, well, maybe radiation. Well, the door had already been cracked and I didn't feel anything because I was just like, I know, it's just a thought that ran my mind, like ran across my mind, like, is there going to be any radiation? But I already had the door cracked and I already had like water running. Like I put the holes in the ground in the door crack and just like started letting it flow out. And I didn't feel any radiation on my skin. I was thinking this in a dream, you guys. So I was thinking, okay, we're good. But I could see fire had already caught on the back of the trees um, in the back of the house. And it was this reddish orange fire. Okay. That kind of stuck out to me. So I looked it up, and orange is kind of indicative of, just wood burning, and red orange, of course, has more of a higher heat. I think it was. Let's see. Okay, so fuel, most traditional fuel contains carbon, which is apparent from the orange flame. Wood, charcoal, paper, gas, I don't know what gas, but all contain carbon. That's kind of, what's burning if the flames is orange or yellow. Then I saw down here, I know this is like a thing, but it did show, okay, blue is, of course, um, gas. I saw it in here, but a red flame indicates that there's a little bit more of a chemical. It's hot. It's hotter. Okay, not as hot as blue, but it's hotter. Um, Not gonna bore you guys with that. And that was the end of the dream, you guys. That was the end of the dream when I put the holes outside the door. But I had already seen like the flames. I didn't feel scared. It's just such a surreal thing when we saw that missile. Okay, this thing was going in slow motion. Okay, and it had a red flame on it. So I woke up, saw the Google Doodle, saw the fire on the nose. But I thought about the red, and I thought about North Korea. Because I'm like, some flag only has a red star on it. North Korea flag. You see that down there? I'm going to put it all the way to the bottom left. Um, Also, the shape of the missile. Um, I was looking at different types because when I first Googled it, I couldn't really find anything. And I know it was dark gray. So I saw this dark gray one here. Let's look at this. Russia, experts see Russia fingerprints on North Korea's new missile. Um, I just wanted to click on that when I saw that. Um, the color is just like I seen it, but like I said, it had a more rounded nose and it had one star on it. But I thought that was interesting. Russia fingerprints seen on North Korea's new missile. So apparently they've been collaborating in some form. So I think we kind of already know that, but that was the end of the dream. I know it was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I did get up. I went back to sleep, and the continuation of the dream was like, there was a guy in the neighbor. You know what? I'll probably make another video of it because it's separate, but it's kind of together. But I thought it was interesting, you guys. I think we'll be safe. Anything pops off, the water, of course, can be indicative of the Holy Spirit or be just being raptured at the same time of any type of missile or just our protection in general. The Lord will be protecting us. North Korea, I'm not surprised. North Korea and Russia, I'm not surprised. And I don't think that I can't say I don't think there's not going to be anything that happens on Election Day, but I think Election Day is the beginning of perhaps a lot of chaos and foolishness, and just because of how this election may go as far as results. But I don't know, the fact that I kind of felt like I was in like Florida almost, and Sherry and Andy was there, maybe indicative of some form of location, but I wasn't really thinking about that when I woke up. Sherry and Andrew and Kim are close to me, so their house is my house. Even if they were at my house, they would be at home, or if I was at their house, I would be at home. But the fact that it kind of felt like the combination of the two homes put together could be just indicative of rapture at the same time. Okay, you guys? I don't know if she hasn't heard this. It's early, but I'll let her know. And she could tell me what she thinks of it. Okay, you guys? This missile, you guys. If anybody knows if there's any type of correlation between the color of the missiles or the shapes of the missiles that anybody knows, to let me know. If I find anything when I finish wrapping up this video, I'll just leave the link below. Okay, you guys? Talk with you later. You guys be safe. Tomorrow is Election Day. I hope everyone's just prepared not to be out and about over the next couple days while I guess results are coming in. Okay, you guys? I just think it's going to be a hot mess. All right, I'll talk with you later. I'll come back later.